Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are going to be reviewing towers that are good for intermediate players, players that are in like their middle journey of playing the game. Last video was about beginner. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend you check that video out. And so yeah, we're just gonna basically go over middle towers today. Any tower that's I think the furthest tower we went last time was the mortar at level 13. Okay, so let's start off with some towers that you probably want, and I'll show them in the round. So first I'm gonna recommend. Oh, I gotta go over here. First I recommend the mounted minigun. That's pretty solid. Enhancer, railgun minigun. They're all pretty solid. Sun Temple is also a solid tower. 25 is the max we are going to be going. And anti-cube defense, and I'm just gonna show you all of them, and see you in the end. All right, so we are now in the match, and we're going to review the towers. I've got some towers selection here. I've got most of the general towers that you're most likely going to see at around your level. And yeah. So let's start off with in a tower that you can only get through a trial. It's the Star of Avozio here. It's not something that you can buy, but once you reach level 15, you can do medium mode, and you beat medium mode, you can get this star. It is a very good, and you might say, oh, it only does 1 damage, but if we, per se, spawn in a, I don't know, a minion, as you can see, it does more damage over time. As you can see, it stocks up, and at this stage, it does 18. Okay, it does 18 damage, and around the time here, and it will usually in the last one you get, I'll explain that in another video, but it locks onto the target and never gets off. I'm pretty sure this one does something similar. So it is one of the more expensive towers to upgrade, but once you get it to this, it says it will do 5 damage. It also is very good for temples. I'm going to explain temples in a minute. So, as you can see now, it does a lot more damage, and the damage stocks up. So, it should do around, I think, around 50 damage. I'm not completely sure. Oh, well, who cares? So yeah, this tower, it's pretty good, solid. You can only get through a trial, though. Next, we're going to go over the temple. The temple you unlock at level 25. Level 25 is the maximum towers I'm going to go to for levels. It is 20,000, and the way it works is you have to use it around and get temple gain for it. It is a solid tower that you're going to see a lot of pros use. So when you buy it, if you buy it early, when you're intermediate, like an intermediate player, you're going to use it if you still play the game, even in late game. Like later when you're a higher level and doing nightmare mode and stuff. But the temple, it is expensive, but the way it works is you have to get temple gain in order to do its maximum amount of damage, 70. Now, I'm not sure the amount of temple gain it needs or requires, but all I know is that if you're an early player and you're not level 35 to do the trial to do the hard mode, then you should use these because they give 500 temple gain. I'm not sure though. So the railgun is also another tower. It is also a very solid tower. So it does most, but so basically the temple you need to. And if you upgrade it without going to the max damage, as you can see, it only does 16 damage. And if a temple swallows another temple, well, let's just say. So even though I say have this here, have it all leveled up here, right next to my temple. If I put it right beside, it is going to consume this temple, and it is going to cancel out because temples give each other negative temple gain. As you can see, negative 2,250 temple gain. So never let another temple go anywhere near each other. The range of the temple is the area that it will consume. So the max you should get it is 70. That's the max amount of damage, and if you mess up, well, 1 damage is not going to do much for you. Next, we're going to go over the Railgun, and the Railgun is a very good tower. It is a good tower. It has lots of range, lots of damage, as you can see, but it is kind of slow, 4 seconds for each fire. But pairing it with an enhancer is a great idea, and with a campfire. And the enhancer I recommend you do get because it is a great all-around tower to boost other towers. But the railgun, it is good when you combo it. A group of railguns, get lots of railguns, all yours, all other people's, in just the range area. And as you can see, the railgun is reduced time, so it'll be around now 3 seconds, and it gets a 72 damage buff. So if you're not using this combo here, you are not going to be doing well, because this can save you. The only problem is the railgun is very expensive to upgrade. Only with the campfire, the max stage only gets cut down to about 2,000. So normally it's 22,000. With the campfire, it's 20,000. It does cut it down, but you should be using the strategy if you have these towers. The enhancer is also a good tower to buff your other towers. 20% damage and 20% fire rate is something that the campfire cannot do. Pairing stuff with the campfire and the enhancer, great combo. Next, we are going to be going over these water towers. Now, the water towers, I don't really recommend them. They're not very good, in my opinion. Like, at the max, it's not very good. I do not own the skin, but it is not very good. 45 damage every that much. I mean, it's not very good because it also has a water tower, so you can't even use it. And the battleship, now, if you have these and there's water, a lot of water, I'm not saying you shouldn't use them. It's just, I'm saying, like, I mean, the submarine is a lot better. As you can see, 1.7 and 45 this, 1. Like, I definitely recommend the submarine over the battleship, because the battleship sucks, and this is a bit better, actually a lot better. But yeah, if you're going to use a water tower, I recommend the sub, and not the battleship, because it is not as good. And the last tower that the second to last tower we're going to be over is the Railgun Minigun. The Railgun Minigun is a all-around solid middle ground. Now, you're not going to use it as much later when you get to the higher levels, unlike some of these, like the Temple, the Enhancer, the Railgun, sometimes the Star of Avozio, but there's also the Lord of Avozio. You're going to be using a lot more in your later journey. The Railgun Minigun is the tower. It's not like a beginner tower, but it's not a hard like oh my gosh, a tower they're gonna keep all the way through. But middle ground, it is good for, especially for doing like, you should probably stop using it once you're like done like hard chaos mode. Nightmare mode, it isn't as good. Every 0.2 seconds and 18 damage, and it has a 200% critical damage. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but all I know is that your critical chance is 10%. Not every tower has that, but it will do, I'm pretty sure, double the amount of damage if it gets a critical damage. And it is a very fast tower. Like, if I send in this Rubik's minion oh my gosh. If I send in this Rubik's minion right here, the Railgun Minigun, as you can see, it's very fast. It is shredding it. Now, it is good. If you put them in groups, you can put down 10 Railguns and 10 Railgun Miniguns. Put them in groups, it's pretty good. And the last tower that we're going to be going over is the anti-cube defense. I'm not actually sure. I might have mistaken the level required. I wasn't looking. But anyway, you definitely want to get the anti-cube defense. It is slow, but the amount of damage it does 32 damage, not for the entire load. Every single missile does that much damage, plus the splash damage. So that means that every missile, there is 18 missiles on this, they are all doing 32 damage. Now, I'm not exactly sure on the math behind that, but I'm going to guess it's around 400 damage. I'm not sure. You'll have to check that yourself. But as you can see right here, it is... It is, like, look at the... Okay, so it definitely does around a good solid 800 maybe. Not 800. No, that's stupid. Like 500. I'm gonna say 500, but you need to be using this if you're medium. Same with the Railgun Minigun. Now, towers that I don't recommend are the ships as much, but if you're gonna get a ship, get the submarine. The battleship, trash, garbage. Don't use it at all. Like I'm just recommending that. But if you want to get it, collect all the towers like I'm trying to do, you can go for that. But using it for your playthrough, I don't recommend it personally. But that's going to be it for the video of towers I recommend for intermediate, medium players. I don't really know how to explain it, but thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.